you know that with every passing minute, millions of cells in your body are aging? Your blood, that precious liquid nourishing every corner of your body, is gradually becoming thicker, slower, and clogged, causing your skin to turn dull and grayish, your legs to feel heavy, your mind to feel tired, and your heart to slowly run out of its vital strength. I know it sounds frightening, but this is the truth that most people ignore until it's too late. Hello, I'm Dr. Laura. For more than 15 years of researching regenerative nutrition and blood circulation, I have witnessed thousands of my patients walk into my clinic in a state of despair. Their hands and feet icy cold, their skin wrinkled and dull, their blood pressure unstable, constant unexplained fatigue, and a lingering fear of sudden strokes or heart attacks. They always ask themselves, I eat well enough, I still take my medications regularly, so why is my body getting worse? And when I asked them what they ate every day, their answers usually revolved around rice, white bread, processed meats, a quick salad, or foods they thought were safe. But do you know it was exactly that way of eating that silently killed their youth? I remember a 68-year-old male patient. He was a chief financial officer, smart, decisive, and extremely disciplined. But the day he walked into my clinic, his hands were trembling, his voice hoarse from exhaustion, his eyes sunken. He said, I feel like I'm dying, doctor. Laura, I don't want to live just a few more years in helplessness and pain. I looked at his test results and immediately knew what was happening. It wasn't old age. It was his blood gradually thickening, his arteries hardening centimeter by centimeter due to a lack of the nutrients that nature has given us. And when I guided him to add the exact foods that I'm about to share with you today, just after 4 weeks, he returned with a completely different face. Radiant, eyes sparkling, voice strong, and his hands no longer trembling. He laughed, patted my shoulder, and said, I never thought something this simple could save my life. That's why today I want you to listen very carefully, because I'm about to reveal to you 15 foods scientifically proven to keep your blood flowing smoothly, carrying oxygen and nutrients to every cell, restoring your youth, your clarity, and your strength. These foods are not some far-fetched miracle drugs. They are familiar foods, but when combined correctly, they can unlock the secrets of anti-aging from within, keeping your heart healthy, your brain sharp, and your skin smooth and firm despite your age. I want you to imagine, if you continue eating as you always have, what will happen to your blood in the next 5 years? But if you just add these 15 foods each week, what will happen to your body in the next 30 days? You will feel each heartbeat become stronger, each breath deeper and easier, each morning waking up full of energy and confidence. And that is exactly why I named this video, 15 Foods to Boost Blood Circulation and Reverse Aging Start Today. Because you deserve to live every minute to the fullest, not just exist to count the days. If you're ready, keep watching, because in the next part I will share with you the specific names, the scientific reasons behind their amazing power, and how you can incorporate them into your daily meals without spending another penny on meaningless supplements. When I was still a medical student, I used to think that blood circulation was simply a lesson about cardiovascular structures, about arteries, veins, capillaries, and the pathways that carry blood to nourish the body. I had no idea that this flow of blood was, in fact, the fountain of youth and the very essence of human life. It wasn't until I stepped into clinical practice, spending hours listening to my patients talk about their cold hands and feet, their constant aches and pains all over, their declining memory, their dull and darkened skin, and their gradual loss of mobility, that I truly understood. When the blood flow is blocked, it not only cuts off the oxygen that feeds their cells, but it also severs their willpower and their desire to live. I have witnessed too many people having to leave behind jobs they loved because their bodies no longer allowed them to stand for long, walk far, or concentrate. I have seen fathers and mothers who couldn't play with their children or grandchildren simply because their hearts always beat weakly, their breaths were short, and their feet icy cold. And worse, I have had to watch many pass away right in their sleep, dying in the dark of night as blood clots traveled to their brains or hearts, ending their lives before they even had a chance to leave a final word. It was those moments that pushed me to go deeper into the path of clinical nutrition and regenerative medicine. I spent more than 15 years researching, collaborating with the leading cardiovascular and nutrition institutes in the U.S., attending the world's largest international conferences to find the answer. How can we improve blood circulation without completely depending on Western medications, which merely control symptoms without addressing the root cause? I began applying specialized nutritional strategies for each group of patients. I realized that there are foods extremely familiar to us, but when combined in the right proportions and at the right times, they can dilate blood vessels, increase the body's natural production of nitric oxide, clear out cholesterol plaques, cleanse artery walls, and allow blood to flow smoothly, just like in youth. I have seen men over 60 who once dragged their feet in exhaustion every morning return after 2 to 3 weeks of dietary changes following my guidance. With bright eyes, strong voices, confident smiles, and an energetic spirit. They told me, "Doctor, Laura, I feel like I'm 10 years younger. I walk faster, I sleep deeper, and my memory is sharper too. My wife says my skin looks rosy again, not pale and gray like before." That is why I'm here today, not to sell you any expensive supplements, not to paint unrealistic scenarios, but to give you the truth. The truth that age is not the enemy stealing away your strength and youth. It is the wrong way of eating and the habit of neglecting your health that are the silent killers taking your life away each day. And today, as a doctor, a clinical nutrition specialist, I want to give you the most precious gift, a list of 15 foods that have helped thousands of my patients restore their blood circulation, reverse aging, and live freely, powerfully, and confidently as a truly healthy man. Are you ready? Keep watching, because the knowledge I'm about to share next could be the key to changing your life forever. I know that for so many years you have heard countless similar pieces of advice. Eat a balanced diet, except that you're old now. Poor blood circulation is just due to aging. But have you ever asked yourself, if that were true, then why are there people over 70 who are still healthy, walking briskly, with rosy skin, warm hands and feet, and minds that remain sharp until their last days? Are they simply exceptions? I assure you, they are not. They differ from you in only one thing. They know how to nourish their blood vessels and blood flow from early on. They are not deceived by the myths that just taking blood pressure pills is enough, or eating salad a few times a week will suffice. They understand this truth. Medication only controls symptoms, but food is the root of healing. I always remember what Professor Tim Spector, one of the world's leading nutrition researchers, once said: "Age accounts for only 20% of the rate of aging, while 80% comes from lifestyle choices and the food you put into your body each day." When I heard that for the first time, it struck me like lightning, because I realized that this very knowledge had been neglected for decades. My patients had been indoctrinated with the belief that getting old means becoming weak. Getting old means accepting decline, while science has proven the complete opposite. Do you know that just by adding a single nitrate-rich food each day, your nitric oxide levels, the compound that dilates blood vessels and improves circulation, can double within just 2 to 3 hours? Or that simply adding raw garlic to your meals can reduce LDL cholesterol levels by up to 10% within a few weeks, reducing plaque buildup in the arteries and lowering the risk of strokes and heart attacks? This is not baseless advertising. These are results from clinical studies published in the most reputable medical journals, from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition to Circulation Research. And I want you to understand this. Today, I am not just sharing with you a list of foods and then leaving you to figure it out on your own. I promise you, if you follow exactly what I'm about to guide you, from the types of food, how to combine them, to the timing of consumption, you will feel a difference within just the first 7 to 14 days. Your hands will feel less cold, your steps will become quicker, your breaths deeper, your sleep easier and of higher quality. More importantly, you will look in the mirror and see your face looking brighter, your eyes more vibrant, and you will feel a confidence, a sense of freedom to live that you thought old age had stolen away from you. That is my promise to you, a promise based on more than 15 years of clinical experience and thousands of successful cases. But there is one condition. You must listen very carefully, because if you miss even a small detail, you may not achieve the full results that my patients have experienced. Are you ready? Keep going, because right after this, I will reveal to you each specific food, the scientific reasons behind their power, and how you can turn them into your daily natural supplements without spending another penny on meaningless pills. Are you ready? Let's dive into the list of 15 foods that can completely transform your blood flow, cardiovascular health, and the speed of your aging process. I will not just list their names, but also explain why they are so powerful and how to combine them for maximum benefits. First is cayenne pepper, the spice that many Americans only sprinkle on pizza or fried chicken. But do you know, inside those tiny hot grains is a compound called capsaicin, which stimulates blood vessel walls to dilate, rapidly increasing blood flow, lowering blood pressure, and keeping your arteries as elastic as they were in your 30s? Many of my patients started simply by sprinkling a little cayenne pepper on their morning fried eggs or adding it to stews. And after just 2 weeks, they reported that their hands and feet felt warmer, their hearts beat stronger, and their minds felt more refreshed. Second is pomegranate. Not only delicious, pomegranate is also extremely high in natural nitrates and polyphenols. These compounds, once in the body, convert into nitric oxide, which dilates blood vessels, increasing blood flow to the muscles, brain, and even the reproductive organs, something men over 60 particularly need. I often guide my patients to juice fresh pomegranate or eat it with salads to absorb all its vitamins and minerals. Third is onion. Onion contains flavonoids, especially quercetin, which helps dilate blood vessels, reduce inflammation of vessel walls, and prevent plaque formation. Many studies have shown that eating half a raw onion daily can reduce systolic blood pressure by up to 5 millimeters of mercury, a number sufficient to reduce stroke risk by 15%. You can slice onions into sandwiches, salads, or stir-fry with greens instead of using heavy oily sauces. Fourth is cinnamon. Beyond being a fragrant spice, cinnamon helps lower blood pressure, reduce bad LDL cholesterol, increase good HDL cholesterol, and improve peripheral circulation. A 12-week study showed that people who consumed 2 grams of cinnamon daily saw significant reductions in both systolic and diastolic blood pressure. You can sprinkle cinnamon powder on coffee, oatmeal, or add it to morning smoothies. Next is garlic. This is a powerful natural vasodilator thanks to allicin, the sulfur compound released when garlic is cut or crushed. Garlic lowers blood pressure, reduces plaque buildup in arteries, and improves blood flow by up to 50% in just a few weeks. You should eat raw garlic or pickle it in vinegar, or at least crush and let it sit for 10 minutes before cooking to maximize allicin activation. Sixth are fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines. The omega-3s in fish help reduce systemic inflammation, stimulate nitric oxide production, and prevent blood clot formation. The American Heart Association recommends eating at least 2 servings of fatty fish per week to protect heart health and maintain healthy blood flow. Next is beetroot. Nitrates in beetroot have been proven to lower blood pressure and increase physical performance, especially in older adults. You can boil beetroot, juice it, or add it to salads. Eighth is turmeric. Curcumin in turmeric can increase blood flow by up to 37%, while reducing inflammation, protecting vessel walls, and preventing atherosclerosis. You should combine turmeric with black pepper to enhance curcumin absorption, for example by adding it to soups, curries, or making turmeric honey black pepper tea. Ninth are leafy green vegetables such as spinach, kale, and collard greens. They contain natural nitrates that dilate blood vessels, lower blood pressure, and improve arterial elasticity. You can stir-fry spinach with garlic, boil collard greens, or blend them into smoothies with fruits. 10th are oranges and citrus fruits. Flavonoids in oranges, tangerines, and grapefruits have anti-inflammatory effects, strengthen vessel walls, lower cholesterol, and reduce blood pressure. You should eat the whole segments to get the fiber benefits instead of just drinking juice. 11th is tomato. Lycopene in tomatoes inhibits ACE, angiotensin-converting enzyme, an enzyme that constricts blood vessels and raises blood pressure. Eating cooked tomatoes, tomato sauce, or fresh tomatoes all bring circulatory benefits. 12th are berries such as strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries. They contain anthocyanins and flavonoids that reduce inflammation, prevent atherosclerosis, and improve blood circulation. You can eat them with morning oatmeal or make detox smoothies. 13th is ginger. Research shows that consuming 2 to 4 grams of ginger daily helps lower blood pressure, improve blood flow, and warm the body. You can make ginger honey tea, blend it into smoothies, or cook it in soups. 14th are nuts like walnuts, almonds, and Brazil nuts. Rich in ALA, vitamin E, and magnesium, they reduce vascular inflammation, improve arterial elasticity, and provide strong antioxidant effects. Eating a small handful, 30 grams, daily as a snack is an excellent choice. And finally, dark chocolate, over 70% cacao. Flavonoids in cacao dilate blood vessels, improve blood circulation, and boost mood. You can eat 1 to 2 small squares after lunch or dinner. All of these foods, when intelligently incorporated into your daily diet, will become a natural rejuvenating medicine for your blood flow, your skin, your mind, and your overall health. I'm not saying this is a miracle overnight, but after just 2 to 4 weeks of persistence, you will notice your body coming back to life. Each heartbeat stronger, each step steadier, and every morning waking up full of life's energy. Although these foods are extremely powerful throughout more than 15 years of clinical practice, I have realized that many people do not achieve the results they expect simply because they make mistakes that seem small but are actually very harmful. The first mistake is eating too much of one food, hoping for quick results. I once had a patient who, after listening to my lecture about the benefits of garlic, ate up to 10 raw cloves of garlic every day. After just 4 days, he called me in a state of panic because he was experiencing severe heartburn, stomach burning, his breath had a strong, pungent odor, and he even had excessively low blood pressure, which made him feel dizzy. You see, no matter how good a food is, if used the wrong way or in the wrong dosage, it becomes a double-edged sword. With garlic, I always advise my patients to only consume 1 to 2 raw cloves per day, crushed and left for 10 minutes before eating with vegetables or salad, so the body can best absorb the allicin without irritating the stomach. The second mistake is focusing only on a few foods and ignoring variety. Our bodies need hundreds of different nutrients. There is no single superfood that can replace them all. I once met another patient, an elderly woman who loved beetroot because she heard it could help lower blood pressure. So she drank beetroot juice almost every day, but did not eat enough leafy greens, protein, or other berries. As a result, she developed high urinary oxalate, leading to a risk of kidney stones. I'm not telling you this to scare you, but to help you understand that the first principle in therapeutic nutrition is balance and variety. The third mistake is choosing the wrong time to eat or using the wrong cooking method, which destroys the natural medicinal properties of the food. For example, turmeric contains curcumin, which is great for circulation, but if you only eat fresh turmeric or mix turmeric powder with water, your body absorbs less than 5% of the curcumin. However, if you combine turmeric with black pepper or add a little healthy fat like olive oil, the absorption increases to 20 to 30%. Or with omega-3 and fatty fish, if you deep fry it or bake it at too high a temperature, most of the omega-3s will oxidize, not only losing their benefits but also creating compounds that cause inflammation. I always teach my patients to cook salmon by steaming, quickly searing, or baking at low temperatures to retain all its nutrients. The fourth mistake is thinking that just eating well is enough while neglecting exercise, sleep, and mental health. You can eat plenty of greens, fruits, fatty fish, garlic, turmeric, but if you still stay up until 1 to 2 a.m., sit all day without moving, or smoke cigarettes, your blood will still be thick, your vessels still inflamed, and your lifespan will continue to shorten each day. Nutrition is the root, but movement is the water that nourishes that root, and a peaceful mind is the sunlight that allows your life tree to grow strong. Finally, the most common mistake I see is a lack of perseverance. Many people eat healthy for a few days, see no changes, and give up, concluding it's useless. But remember, those plaques, those blood clots, Those blocked capillaries did not form in just 1 to 2 days. They are the result of decades of poor eating and lifestyle habits. Therefore, to regenerate and recover, your body also needs time. But trust me, those small, persistent changes each day will accumulate into great results that even Western medicine cannot provide. And one day, when you get out of bed in the morning with a light body, steady steps, and a heart beating vibrantly with life, you will thank yourself for not giving up. You know, even to this day, after more than 25 years of treating and accompanying thousands of patients, I still can't help but feel emotional every time I see an elderly man or woman walk into my clinic with tired eyes, dull skin, and sluggish steps. And then just a few weeks later, they return with bright, radiant eyes, a strong voice, and a confident posture. I feel emotional because I understand their feelings. The feeling of truly being alive, not just existing, that is the most precious gift anyone deserves to receive. Ask yourself, how do you want to live the remaining years of your life? Every morning when you wake up, what do you want to see in the mirror? A tired, pale man with cold hands and feet, relying on Western medication to survive each day? Or a man with rosy skin, bright eyes, warm hands, a strong beating heart, ready to get out of bed and live every moment to the fullest with his loved ones? That choice, no one can make it for you. It is in your hands, right at this very moment. Today I have shared with you 15 foods scientifically proven to widen blood vessels, cleanse your blood, reduce inflammation, improve circulation, and rejuvenate your entire body. I have also pointed out the common mistakes that many people make, causing them to miss their chance of recovery. I do not promise you this is a miracle that will happen overnight. I have never promised that to any of my patients. But I can guarantee one thing. If you start today, if you persist in changing from the smallest meals, each sip of water, each step you take every morning, then just after 2 to 4 weeks, you will feel a clear difference. And after just a few months, you will realize that your body has been reborn, younger than you ever thought possible. I want to thank you for spending your precious time listening to these shares. This shows that you are truly serious about your health, your longevity, and your happiness as well as that of your family. That is something not everyone can do. So be proud of yourself. Be proud because you are choosing to live, choosing health, choosing freedom instead of giving into age. If you found this video helpful, I hope you will like the video and share it with the people you love. Because who knows? Just one small share from you might save someone from a sudden stroke. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because every week I will bring you the most valuable, practical knowledge so you can continue to live strong, independent, and confident even as you pass 60, 70, or 80 years old. Finally, I want to remind you, age is not the enemy. Age is just a number. The real enemy is giving up and the wrong choices we make every day. Start today. I believe you can do it, and I will always be here accompanying you on that journey. Thank you. See you in the next videos.